fellow followers, and welcome to FanZcene. And today I have for you, just because a movie's a hit doesn't mean it's good. Why I bring this up is, not too long ago I bought the Shout Factory Blu-ray of Into the Night, directed by John Landis. And this movie was recommended to me by my friend Gary Cassell over on Pop Culture Minefield. And I had never seen this movie before, and it was a great John Landis flick that I had never seen, and I really, really enjoyed it. And so I watched the interview with John Landis on here, and he said something that I think a lot of us have been saying for a while, and this was made a few years ago, but it still hits today. So this is what he said.
And what people still don't really have a handle on, it's worse now than ever, is that because a movie's a hit movie, doesn't mean it's good. And because a movie bombs, doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. And the third thing, which I find to be absolutely true, is because a movie gets bad reviews, doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. And because a movie gets good reviews, doesn't mean it's good necessarily. I mean, obviously, that's not a steadfast rule, but it's a rule that's strong enough that, you have to take reviews with a dose of salt.
I totally agree with everything he said there, because especially in today's time, and I know the world is in a very bizarre place and it's really weird right now, and it's just bonkers. But I do believe what he said there about movies and stuff, because just because a movie's a hit doesn't mean it's good. Just because it gets good reviews doesn't mean it's good. Just because it gets bad reviews doesn't mean it's good. Just because it's a flop doesn't mean it's bad. Here on my channel, one of the main reasons I started this, putting myself on camera on my channel, is because of my love for 80s movies, 90s movies, 80s horror, cult classics, sci-fi, physical media, which I'm hugely passionate about. And I wanted to share that with you guys, because today's entertainment just isn't cutting it for me, because I have not liked a lot of modern entertainment these days, because to me it just feels like it's they're forcing in identity politics. They're making entertainment more content driven than entertainment wise. It's all approved by algorithms, by a computer saying, oh, this will succeed over this. It's just a money game. And yes, the movie industry has always been a money game, but it felt like at times in the past that it wasn't just about the money. I mean, it was about the money, but also about entertaining people. Today, I just don't think it's about entertaining people, and I don't think they really care what people think of their movies or or their TV shows. They just, here's what we made, we put it out there, we got it made, our algorithm says it's going to be a success, we'll make money off of it, who cares if people likes it, and we'll just keep churning it out that way. And I don't like that. That's just not me. And I think some of the greatest examples of these type of films are the Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy. And yes, I know they've been talked about to death, but that's like the apex of these type of movies, and I just can't get down with those type of movies. And it's not like I haven't found modern entertainment that I do. I have found modern entertainment, and a lot of it comes from the independent films, but I found the movie VFW was a great modern movie, so it was a throwback to 80s horror John Carpenter type film. And the movie Willy's Wonderland was great. Die in a Gunfight, I thought was a great movie. I found a few here and there, and those are great movies, and those are like I said, they're sort of like throwbacks to 80s and 90s movies when people really enjoyed them, and they're independent films, so they're allowed to do a little more stuff in them that big blockbusters can't do for whatever reason. But I consider myself fortunate that I grew up with shows like Monster Vision on TNT with Joe Bob Briggs, and Up All Night with Rhonda Shear on USA, because they showcase these movies that so many people, like John Landis was talking about, that people consider bad movies or flops or whatever, and they're not. They're good movies. I'm just here to say that there's a whole wealth of movies and entertainment out there that can be explored, if modern entertainment is not your thing. Much like Into the Night here, which was a great movie starring Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Pfeiffer, directed by John Landis. It wasn't a huge hit in the theaters. It was huge, I believe they said in France. It was big over there, but not so big here. But if you actually give this movie a chance and watch it, it's a really great noir type movie set in 80s Hollywood in the grimier parts of the town, and Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Pfeiffer play so well off of each other, and it's just such a great movie that you don't see much of anymore. So here on my channel, that's why I focus on so much of this, and physical media media I talk so much about because I'm passionate about it, because there's so much stuff on disc that you don't get on streaming, and that's not being made anymore, or that you're being told you can't watch this, or they're editing and they're doing this. And that's why I'm so passionate about collecting these things, and also like VHS, because there are some movies on VHS that's never made it to DVD, that's never made it to Blu-ray, and will never make it to streaming because they weren't considered popular or a big hit, and people were losing those movies. And I just don't think these movies need to be lost. And yes, I know there's so much more into this world than movies and entertainment, but this is something I enjoy and I don't want to lose. And I'm just very passionate about. So that's what I don't know. I just kind of wanted to go on a little rant, spiel here after I watched that. And I don't know. this is just me. Okay. And if you don't like it, I completely understand. I completely understand. And I'm not saying don't watch movies like the Star Wars sequel trilogy or whatever. But to me, I feel like that's the definition of just movies that are made for content, for money, and not so much for entertainment. I mean, when you have Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher, and you don't put them together in a scene, not even one scene, you've already lost. You've already lost. And I know that's been talked about before and everything, but that's just my opinion. So, I found so many through this channel, so many movies through this channel from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s that I never knew about, that I've heard about but never given a chance. And I'm discovering more and more of them as time goes on. And some of that is due to the In Search of Darkness films, and some of that's due to meeting so many people within a community of the Fandom Collective, and that I've met through YouTube, and that I do a show on Wednesday night called The Physical Media Show, where we showcase our physical media. And a lot of us bring movies that, none of us have ever seen or heard of, or have heard of but never watched. So, I enjoy doing that, and I really enjoy learning about these things, and it takes my mind off stuff here and there. So that's just me. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. I'm sorry if I went on a rant here or there, but I felt like I needed to do this video. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. Let me know some of your favorite movies that people consider bad movies that you really love. I would like to read those comments. I'd like to discover what maybe you guys like that I've never heard of. And if you like this video, please give it a like. If you did not like this video, you can go ahead and give it a dislike. No hurt feelings here. Seriously, no hurt feelings here. Please share this video out for everybody to see. Wherever you guys are, please have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. I hope you subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. I would truly appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Godspeed.